Hey guys, welcome back. We are looking at our social studies brain book again today. I hope that you have watched the brain pop on the French and Indian War because these are going to be notes from that video. So when last we were together, we learned about the Albany Congress and the Albany Plan, and we learned that there was some conflict between Britain and France because they wanted to control the same territory. So I'm going to add some notes about the French and Indian War. The French and Indian War happened between 1751 and 1763. So I'm going to give this a title. And so our book is kind of becoming an illustrated timeline of our history, our story. I'm even going to highlight that. Zoom in so you can see that a little better. Sorry it was blurry. Oh, and I'm going to highlight that because that is a big event that we are adding on this page. And on one side of this war, I hope you learned that we have the French and the Indians versus, in the other ring, we have the British. Dun, da, da, da. Okay. And the Indians, I'm going to come over here and take a little side note, sided with the French because the French traded with the Native Americans more fairly and treated them more fairly than the British did. And so most of the Native Americans that were there in the colonies sided with the French. So traded with, I'm going to abbreviate, Native Americans fairly. So most sided with the, oh, hello, Miss Patterson. Spell it correct. French. So this war happened, bringing some facts down, because both sides wanted control of North America. That one a nice little cloud bubble around it. Why not? Okay. And over here on the British side, they became victorious. They were the winners. Okay. Mostly with the help of the British Navy. Okay, so I'm going to draw a big ship. Give it a sail, maybe. Have a little fun with it. Maybe have a cannon coming out. There's my cannonball. Because it was the British Navy that helped them be victorious. Over on the British side, we also had a famous gentleman, George Washington. Okay, so because of the British Navy, or their warships, They are the winners. Yay for them. Winners. Woohoo! Yay for them. They won. But in order to win a war, you got to get something out of it. In order to win a war, you have to get something out of it. So the two groups, the British and the French, have to decide to stop fighting. They have to decide, what do you win? And all of that is decided. Draw a big arrow. With the Treaty of Paris. You may think about it. My sister and I used to get in fights in the back of the car. Mom, she's touching me. She's on my side of the car. And that would not end until Mom or Dad put a stop to it and laid down some rules. Aaron, you stay on your side of the car. Holly, you stay on your side of the car. If you don't stay on your side of the car, there will be punishment. And that's kind of what the Treaty of Paris is. It's a document where they came together and came up with the rules and decided who got what side of the country. Okay? Let me pull that up. So the Treaty of Paris, when they came together and made their agreement with this document, is where France agreed to give the British all the land east of the Mississippi River and most of Canada. So if you look back at the map that we had the other day of the territory, I'm going to flip back real fast. Right here. Great Britain now gets all of this east of the Mississippi. This is the Mississippi River here. So they now have all of this and some of Canada. So let me let you get that note down. Treaty of Paris. And give it a nice little fluffy cloud. And I'm going to draw out beside it a document so that you remember that it was paper that people signed and agreed on. And draw a little thing of ink. I'm going to draw a quill, which is a feather that they would have used to write this document with. Okay. I like to illustrate our history and our story as we go to help me remember it. Okay. Well, yay. Britain got all of this land and all of this territory, and you think they would be happy. But the king and parliament are not happy because this war cost a ton of money. Look how long it lasted. Do a little math there. That's a long time to be sending ships all the way across the Atlantic Ocean. Just like any war, man, it costs a lot of money. So this is going to cause some bigger problems in the New World. And it's going to cause some problems that are actually going to make some huge changes for our history. So, because of this, because of the French and Indian War, the British, and I'm going to put in parentheses the king, taxed the colonists to help pay for the war. Taxes are money that you have to pay to the government. Because if you think about it, war costs a lot of money. What are some things that might cost money in a war? Ships, yeah, they cost the dollar bills. Absolutely. Cannons. Cannons don't make themselves. Weapons, right? I'm going to draw me a sword. Don't make fun of my picture. I won't make fun of yours. I'm just kidding. I'm going to give it a nice hilt. Well, my sword costs a lot of money. Yeah, and then you got to pay soldiers. You got to pay them. You got to pay soldiers. You got to feed them. You got to give them uniforms, guns, food. So this war got terribly expensive. And the king decided, well, we had to fight it over in the Americas. We fought it to protect the colonists, so they should pay for it. And we're going to see as we get further in our notes that that doesn't go over too well with the colonists. They're not terribly happy about that. But you'll have to come back later and find out more. Bye, guys.